Welcome to the Spare Parts Racing Podcast, your podcast for all things motorsports. With your hosts, Sean Chavarella, Stephen Clary, and Taylor Moore.
Hear that music?
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Spare Parts Racing Podcast. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Stephen.
And I'm Taylor.
And this episode, I would say this week, but this is already our second one for this week. This episode, we are talking
Or
about...
first.
First. In recording succession, it's the second, but yes. We are talking the Indycar season and giving our season preview for the 2023 Indycar season. God, that's a mouthful. I butchered that.
Yep.
But anyway, moving on. So, this episode, we're going to be going team by team, discussing, what teams are looking to be probably contenders for the championship, which drivers are likely to be contenders, who has a lot to prove, who kind of we're expecting a lot of, who we're expecting nothing from. And then from there, we're going to go from that into what we did with our NASCAR, which is make a little draft team. So we're going to pick 4 drivers so we can have a little competition. And is that all we kind of got for this?
Yeah, we can do a top 5 drivers if we really want to.
Okay, yeah, we'll do a top 5 as well. Sure, throw it in there.
That's what we did. Continuation. That's what we did last year.
Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
well, I'm anticipating still being very wrong.
I mean, we usually always are, but it's half the fun, right?
That's true. I love finding out how wrong I was. But
Yeah.
maybe we'll be right. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe if you pick Grosjean to win the championship again.
I have regrets.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
Not this year.
so what team would you like to start with talking about? Just gonna go jump right in it. Don't really want to talk about news and stuff. We can deal with that next week.
I don't know. There's not really like any team that stands out in my mind.
I think you got to start with the number 1 team.
Go for it.
Team Penske.
Of course.
Always,
That makes sense.
always winning every year. Always in the championship. So,
They got the bus boys.
yep. Newgarden, McLaughlin, and there's Will Power.
And willpower.
What-
The casual champion.
Casual, yeah. What do we expect from them this year?
Honestly, it's probably gonna be more of the same. Like they're all. Well, so you got 2 guys who have won, right?
Yep.
McLaughlin has proven to be very quick at.
Yeah.
Where was he last year?
What, championship-wise?
He was 4th last year,
It was up there.
so they were all top 5. Like I don't.
Yeah. When I
And
say
they've
the
all,
best team,
like- He won 3 races last year, and
Yeah.
he was their worst driver.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's probably going to be more of the same for Team Penske.
yeah, my bet is McLaughlin for champion.
I don't hate that.
I've already put that down.
Okay.
What odds
that's a
did you
good
get? What odds did you get on that?
That one was, let me just check. Ba-ba-da-ba. Great audio as I pull it up. Anyway, move on. I'll find it for you.
Okay,
But
but yeah, don't hate that considering he was 4th, 50 points behind, but he finished 29th at in the Indianapolis 500. So he
Well-
lost a lot of points there.
this year, it's not double points, though.
Yes. But so if you take away the fat, and not that Newgarden or Power, or even Dixon for that matter, were great in front of him. They were all still ahead, and you double those points. It can be made up. Is my point. He can find that if he can perform like he did last year, where
Yeah.
he's constantly in the top. So he had just a couple rough finishes where he was 19th, 20th, 29th, 22nd, but everything else other than that, other than a 14th place finish, was top 10.
Yeah, he had a great year.
Yeah.
McLaughlin, I think,
Yeah.
is finally coming into his own in IndyCar. He should be in the championship hunt. 850, by the way, was the odds.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So I
Yeah, and I mean-
think he can do well. I don't see Will Power having the season he had again. I just don't.
But at the same time, Will Power proved if you can be consistent, you can win a championship without winning multiple races. He won one
True.
last year.
He did win one. He was consistent. But, like, you just don't see that kind of consistency in this field, though.
Yeah.
Like, that was a Scott Dixon-esque championship, right?
Yes. Yep.
Even Scott Dixon was still fucking third.
Yep.
So, yeah. You're going to have at least two of those guys in the championship hunt all year round. I think it'll be Newgarden and McLaughlin. I don't really see Will Power doing what he did last year. I just don't.
Yeah, so you're like, I mean, it's hard to keep that up, and regression is very likely, but how far does Will Power regress, I guess, is the question.
Maybe
like,
to
is he still
fifth.
I was gonna say, is he still in your top 5, or is it closer to 2021 where he was like, man, this guy's career might be on the edge here, where he's like, I don't know.
It's more
Might
like
be
looking
the
at
time
the
of the new
guys-
young kids.
Looking at the guys that underperformed last year and what can they take out of the guys who were at the top, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And that's basically it. Like, I see a lot of guys, and we'll talk about them later, that I can see doing better. That definitely underperformed next year. Some guys on new teams, guys who should be better.
Yeah.
Basically.
Because it's a very, before we go on to like any other teams, it's the last 2 years have provided a very sort of weird dynamic, I guess, when you look at the standings. So 2021 was what? It was the year of the old guys are still around, but the young kids are shooting up quick.
Yeah.
Last year was the old guys basically saying, hang on a second, we're still here. This is still our series to dominate. So
Yeah.
this
But
year
even,
will
like,
be
it was
will
only
be
two
interesting.
old guys, really, though.
What, in 2021?
Oh, last year. So, like, Power and Dixon are the only old guys there.
Power and Dixon.
Power
Like-
Dixon, but you know what I mean, like the more veteran guys, like
Fine.
the year before was Pelot, Award, Herta, all top 5.
Fair.
So
Yeah.
This year you had Power, Newgarden, Dixon. Yeah, makes sense. That's your
Who
top
are
three.
who are
Yeah.
all like seasoned pros
Seasoned
with
vets.
IndyCar.
Yeah.
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 Fair enough. Fair enough. I see what you mean.
so
So
Let's
we'll,
see how
we'll
the,
swing to the
yeah.
middle this year, let's say.
and that'll create a very interesting title fight.
Fair enough.
So all right, Penske, who's your next big hitter?
Who is the next big hitter?
I don't know, because that's like there's a couple teams you could throw in there. You got your Chip Ganassi Racing. You got
Well,
your
I'm looking at the top
Andretti.
6 from last year, and 3 of them are Penske, 3 of them are Ganassi.
Or
I
Penske.
think that's
Okay,
the
so-
answer.
Okay, so go
Yeah.
with Ganassi then.
I think so.
I think Ganassi is like the obvious choice. They're like it's a strong team. I could totally see them just being right up there.
It's an
I mean, my
interesting
choice
team.
for a driver, the championship winner is a Ganassi driver. So
If you say Marcus
it's not
Ericsson, I'll
Grosjean.
hit you.
It's 100% Ericsson.
Okay.
All right.
stop,
there.
get out.
So, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna wrap this up real quickly. So Ericsson won,
No.
and then
there is there's an interesting conversation you have to have with Marcus Ericsson though at Ganassi, because looking at this team, what their driver lineup is, you have Marcus Ericsson, who is basically going to be there for a while, it seems. Scott Dixon, on the back 9 of his career.
refuses to die.
Is he on hole 16 or hole 18? I don't know, but he's somewhere in that back 9. He's getting to the end.
Yeah.
Alex Palou.
Good analogy.
Alex Palou's on his
Yeah.
way out. He is only there for this year.
True.
And
Yeah,
then you
he's
have
like, get me out.
then you have Marcus Armstrong and Sato. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, eh.
Like, I understand trying to groom Marcus Armstrong to kind of like take over. Like, yeah, he's 22, young. He'll be a few years until he's competitive. So you're looking at a Ganassi team that possibly could underperform. Like, you saw how they did that, like Palou last year, right? They
Yep.
kind of shunned him a bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, if a guy doesn't want to be there,
Yeah.
then yeah, why are you
You don't
gonna
wanna be
favor him
there.
over your multi-championship winning driver in Scott Dixon? Marcus Ericsson, who is your Indy 500 reigning champion and
Yep.
proved in his first year that he could drive pretty well. Yeah, like why like it's like why am I gonna it'd be like why am I gonna throw more money into the guy who's told me to fuck off, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And who's leaving
So-
anyway?
Yeah, I think their goal is to get as much out of Dixon as possible, have Ericsson be competitive. Like you said, John, if Armstrong's going to be here for the foreseeable future, maybe even beyond, get him used to the car, have him learn, and then hope that he can step in whenever Dixon says, "Yeah, I'm done with this."
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, he is
So-
in a really good environment to be learning. Like, he's like Scott Dixon is, one of the greats. He's been around for a very long time. So, he's in a good environment. But we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't pull a pillow and sign somewhere else.
Yes.
Let's just see Zach Brown around a corner. You
Yeah.
want to sign?
Yeah. I just need a
Yeah,
couple more of
well.
those young drivers.
I can get you an
He's
F1
poaching
car.
everybody.
Yeah. I promise
get
you an
you a
F1
test.
I promise you an F1 test drive. That's
That's
it.
a really low bar.
I mean, that's
yeah.
apparently it's enough though.
Yeah.
Ganassi's interesting.
Well, who knows?
Yeah. I mean, as long as they don't end up like Andretti, that's the main thing.
Is that your segue to Andretti?
Sure, let's go with Andretti because they're still sort of in the same spot as last year. I mean, so Grosjean, bit of a disappointing season last year. You hope for a bounce back. Herta, you hope for a bounce back.
I think Herta's
Kirkwood,
going to be better.
yes.
Herta annoys me so much.
If he's gonna keep trying to gun for that F1 seat whenever Michael Andretti allegedly gets a team,
Herta is like the opposite of Lando Norris, though. Like, so
I
much
hate
hype around
so
him.
much.
Herta is like the chillest fucking guy. Like, literally, it seems like nothing bothers him. He's just kind of like always like, I don't know, half baked almost. Versus like Lando.
Okay.
Versus like Lando, who's like, okay, Herta is the guy who I guarantee is fucking awesome to be around, but in public is at a 1.
Yeah.
Lando is the opposite, right? But Lando's at a fucking 11 all the time in public, trying to be like, oh, look at me, happy Lando. Behind the scenes, I bet you he's just like stone cold, like, nothing phases me.
Yeah. Well, okay.
he's Drax.
Yes.
Nothing gets over my head.
Yes. Yes. I feel like, okay, I know that this is
They'd
probably
be a
really
fun
like
driver pairing.
stupid. Maybe. I don't want to see him in F1. He's way too overhyped. But okay, is it me or does like Herta, like his picture on the website just like make him look like a cardboard cutout? Like he looks 2D. Like his face looks one layer.
I can see that, yeah. Also,
He's
Herta's
just
only
very
22.
like boxy. He's 22.
Yes.
I hate him even more.
He's also the youngest IndyCar
Disgusting.
winner ever.
Whatever. Fine.
Like, yeah, there
like,
is
if
a lot
he's-
of hype there. He is a good, talented driver.
He is. I feel like though, like I will happily eat my words if he does better this season.
I think he will. I think he'll be better.
Okay.
And I mean,
That-
for the entire Andretti team, it couldn't have gotten much worse than last year, right? Like it
Yeah.
was a bit of a rough year for everyone in that part of the paddock.
Again, you expect Grosjean to do better. You expect her to do better. Kirkwood, kind of your dark horse. He could be a big surprise for Andretti and do well. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see how they are. I am cautiously optimistic of Andretti versus Ganassi. I'm kind of looking at that like, you're on borrowed time with that team. Like, that team looks like it's about to collapse in terms of like
Yep.
performance.
it's late in the stint, and you're looking to possibly change it up there.
Yeah.
So, so I guess next, if we're done with the Andretti 5 copies of their team, do you want to talk about, I guess, the next biggest team
It's gotta
being
be
Arrow?
It's gotta be McLaren.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
McLaren.
Yep.
Big things expected.
Well-
I'm expecting big things from this team.
Performance. Oh, jeez.
What?
Are they? Is that where they're shelling their money?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
If
I
your
mean, if
F1
they're-
team's terrible,
Yeah. Invest in IndyCar. Why not?
and like, okay, you have Pato, who probably will have a bounce back season after, like you said, Steven, what, 2? So he was second a couple years ago?
He was third.
Third.
Yeah.
Then what
Okay,
did he
third.
fall back last year? He was
He fell back to seventh.
seventh. Yeah,
Right.
he's going to be a top 5 guy this year.
Yeah, and who's his teammate?
Alexander Rossi. Felix Rosenqvist. Remember Rossi went to McLaren?
Oh yeah. Both solid. Like Rosenqvist had a better like end half of the season, so he could
Yeah.
have a good start.
Yeah, as soon as the rumors of he might be going to Formula E, no, you will not send me there. I am staying here.
Yeah, he made them keep him. And if Rosenqvist can keep that pace going like this year, oh, fantastic! Like that team is
Yeah,
all
like,
around
here's-
going to be competitive this year.
Like, so Rosenquist 17, 21, 11, 16, and then top 10, 27th. But I think there was
Yeah.
an issue.
An issue with the car, right?
At Mid Ohio.
Yeah, they all
Third
blew up
place
quick.
out. Yeah, one at the yeah. It was actually funny. The latest one of the later episodes of Off Track with Agent Rossi. I get so sidetracking a little bit. They're doing 100 Days to Indy as their big marketing show this year, and their Hinchcliffe was pressing Rossi a little bit. Oh, so what'd they ask you? Well, they asked me about Mid Ohio, and I just said, yeah, we're not talking about that.
That is fair.
So,
I can get that.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. But just to finish out on Rosenquist, other than the blow up at Mid Ohio and then a rough first race in Iowa, he was top 10
The second half.
after a very rough start. Yeah, after a
Yeah.
very rough start, he was top 10 majority of the way.
And like
So
I like Rossi and Award, you could see easily winning the 500 this year.
well, and so what do we always talk about with Alexander Rossi? What mode is he most dangerous in?
Angry mode.
Angry mode. You
Okay,
think
yeah,
he's
something like that.
happy? You think he's happy with a 9th place finish last year? No.
Yeah,
He's gonna come out swinging.
yeah. He'd be a good favorite to bet on for the first race.
Yeah.
For St. Pete.
Yeah. Actually, I'm wondering because we didn't talk about their Sebring test. I don't even know if
I really don't pay attention to IndyCar testing. You really can't get a
No.
whole lot out of that. Even more so
No.
than F1.
You
right?
just like you have to go like off the beginning of the season and just like see where things go like from the first race. Like it's kind of hard to pay attention to IndyCar testing when
Yeah.
it's like an even bigger grain of salt than the F1 testing is.
Well, it's also tight, right?
Yeah.
And this year testing was really weird because they had that 1-day test at Thermal where everyone was there.
The
and it
private
was-
one?
that was-
Yeah.
yeah, that was really weird. I don't even.
Yeah.
You can't put much stock into that because guys were struggling all over. So.
Though
it's-
I think we've established, I think, the big four. Those 4 teams
Mhm.
are the top 4.
Yeah.
What team is next, though? Really, like I don't really think anyone's really like who can luck into a win, right? Who can?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know many of the other teams besides those top 4 are going to get wins this year.
Ed Carpenter Racing, maybe.
I was thinking maybe Shank.
Yeah, Shanks had
Yeah.
some success the last couple of years. I mean, so you have Helio. He's always dangerous at Indianapolis, so there's one possible win. Pagano is no slouch.
Yep.
But I mean, you can sort of say the same thing with Ed Carpenter, right? Like Ed Carpenter, the person, not the team, will be dangerous at Indianapolis. because he always is, and every other oval because that's all he does.
Is he dangerous in
Um,
Indy?
He's qualifying, yes. Where's he been the last couple of years? Because I'm actually curious.
19th, 5th, 23rd, 6th, 2nd, 11th, 31st, 30th, 27th.
Okay, so you got 2 top 5 finishes in there.
Yeah, like 5 DNFs.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Ed Carpenter being an Indy ace anymore.
Yeah. Again, qualifying, he will be because he's usually up there.
That's fair.
The race, and I mean the race is a bit of a shit show. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Renus VK still a
VK
young
was
driver.
strong there last year.
Yeah.
And same with Daly.
Yeah, so
that team could win an oval race.
Yep.
So yeah, I think yeah. The Ed Carpenter team might be the dark horse to win on an oval, and then Shank might be a dark horse to win anywhere else.
Yep.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Ray Hall.
What do you? Whoops! Punch the mic. What do you think of Ray Hall?
Ray Hall the person or Ray Hall the team?
The team.
The team is a bit of an interesting spot because you got Graham Rahal as the
Team lead?
vet, the leader. You got Jack Harvey, who is sort of hit and miss. And you got Lundgaard as the young guy, still figuring it out. But he had, Lundgaard had put himself in a good spot to win a couple times last year, and he just didn't have the cards fall his way. He was Rookie of the Year, finished 14th, had a second place finish at the second round in Indianapolis, and was 5th in the finale. Got stronger as the year went on with some more top 10 finishes. He could be a bit of a dark horse, maybe.
Yeah, I could say he could be a surprising guy this year.
Right? Like, I will not be looking at him every weekend, but he, I think, could be one of those guys where if he wins, it's not a huge surprise.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
So he's definitely. If you're watching one name, I think it's Christian Lundgaard. Because Ray Hall as the vet,
he could surprise
probably be,
maybe.
Yeah, but he'll probably be in that same 8 to 15 range.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if he has a really good year, you can see him in the top 10. If he has a shit year, he's down in 15th, right in the middle. So.
No, that's true. Yeah.
And then Jack Harvey, I don't know what.
I don't know what to make of Jack Harvey really.
Yeah, because I want to. Yeah, and I you see little flashes here and there, but you look at last year, and last year was a rough year.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of He had 1 top 10 finish.
Yeah.
Right, so that's one where it's a little harder, and that because he fell back hard from the year before, where he was 13th and he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 top 10 finishes, and that was with, I think, Meyer Shank still, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So that was like, oh wow, he's doing really well, stepping up into the RLL car. He should be good.
Maybe the Shank car was good.
Maybe
that was the key.
Yeah, but it's not encouraging to see a step back in supposedly better equipment.
Yeah, Rahal to me is the paper tiger of IndyCar.
Yeah,
always a lot of hype around them, and they never ever produce.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess we're into kind of more the backmarker teams.
Yep. Well, who else do we have
here.
to cover at this point?
Yeah, we got Dale Coyne, we got Juncos, and we got AJ Foyt.
Yeah.
Which one's interesting the most to you?
Is it bad? Well, no, it's not bad, but I kind of want to say Dale Coyne.
Okay. Not
fair.
my pick,
Yeah.
actually, but okay.
Not your pick?
Okay, what's your pick?
No, I would say Juncos more interesting, but no, go with Coyne. Why is Coyne interesting to you?
Coyne is interesting just because Malukas, when we did this last year, it was like, oh, it's David Malukas. Who really cares?
Yeah, we didn't think
Right.
much of him.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
was second in the rookie scoring. I think he had 3 top 10 finishes, including a second place finish at Gateway.
Which is surprising, I feel, that one.
Yeah. And I think he could continue and take another step and possibly, jump over a couple guys. Not up into the top 10 sort of thing, but he jumped. So he finished 16th last year as a rookie, just behind Christian Lundgaard. If he finished just outside the top 10 and say took a spot from either Lundgaard, Pagenaud, Grosjean, is anyone surprised, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I that's a team to watch. And then also, if we're considering Dale Coyne altogether, Stingray Robb, he's been around for a while, it feels like, and he knows a lot of these tracks. So I want to see what he can do in IndyCar.
Okay, you say
Yeah.
that you feel like he's been around for a while.
I know he's only 21,
Like,
but it feels like he's been like.
It's because you've watched
like-
him. You've watched him come up since like 2017 through the road to Indy, and you always
Exactly.
remember
Yeah.
every year there's
Yeah.
Stingray Robb because the name
Yeah.
is just
And-
fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm curious to see what he can do
That's fair.
in IndyCar now, and because he was a bit of a weird one. He was a late signing, right?
Was
Like
he?
it wasn't. I think so. I don't think he got. Well, here, let me see when he got signed, because it wasn't like a right at the end of the year sort of thing. It doesn't say what day. It doesn't say what day it was.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyways, that'll be an interesting team to watch because they're young, could be aggressive, and that could either pay off
Mhm.
well or really bite them in the ass.
See, for
So,
me,
we'll see.
the interesting one, kind of on the same vein there, but like it's Yunkos, because you have Callum Ilott, who
Mhm.
is a talent. We know that Callum Ilott is a good driver. Like, what did he do last year?
He was 20th, so he was the third rookie.
Yeah, had a couple top tens, multiple times just in the top 10. He had one race where he was running up there, if I recall. I think maybe
That might have been the first Indy race,
maybe he had a bad
Indy road course.
caution go his way, I think. But yeah, Callum Ilott, he could definitely get a win. Juncos is obviously trying to make their team a full-time team with 2 cars. Augustine Canapino. Who the fuck is this guy?
Another one where it was a late signing. So I mean, he's 33.
Like,
so
He
who?
was signed,
He's
no,
a-
he was
this-
signed in October. That's not late.
I thought he was a later signing.
No, he
but
was signed in
anyways.
October.
Oh
He was going
my.
to take part. Yeah, like apparently he's a talent. Like he is fantastic
Okay.
in Argentina.
Well, I guess we'll see how he does in IndyCar.
Yeah, he has a lot of championship titles in Argentina racing.
Well, the thing is, though, like, that's great, but it's like the first year in a new car. It typically is one that's challenging because you have to get used to it, like especially if it's like a brand new, like
But hear me out.
type, right?
What if he basically pulls a Wickens, where rookie out of nowhere, who's done sports car racing basically always, comes into IndyCar, and essentially just fits right in. I could see that happening.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Sean, he signed for 2 test drives in October
Oh,
last
so it
year.
was-
He wasn't
Oh.
officially announced until after Sebring, which was a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's not like he's flying in and
But like,
spent all winter getting ready.
No, but obviously they've had this on the books for a while.
Yeah.
Ricardo Juncos has his guy like locked in. He wants him on the team. So I'm just saying,
Sure.
there's not a whole lot of records of what he has done, but apparently he's good.
Apparently.
And it's either, I feel like he's either going to sink or swim in IndyCar. We'll know next week where he is. But that one to me is really interesting. And it could be good for the team to build more, I don't know, Argentina sponsorship. So get some more money into that team. Maybe get some more cars in the future. I don't know. There's a lot of good things there. And that leaves us with the last team. AJ Foyt.
With Ferrucci and Peterson.
Ugh, Ferrucci just bothers me.
Yeah, he bothers a lot of people. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's a race,
I
man. You
just
got to
don't
go for it.
Just don't expect a lot from them, honestly. There's not really much to say. Just don't expect a lot.
Yeah, I really don't expect anything.
Yeah.
Benjamin Peterson.
Ben Peters. He's in it. He'll be an interesting one for the rookie race, but I don't think he'll have the equipment.
I don't think he has the talent.
He was 4th and 5th
He had two
the
seasons.
last 2 years.
Yeah, it's Indy Lights. It doesn't mean anything. He had 2 seasons of Indy Lights.
NXT.
It was called Indy Lights then. Shut the fuck up. It's still Indy Lights.
No. We need to address it by its correct name now. NXT.
You can NXT
It's a
out of
bad
here.
name.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he only won 1 race.
So
Okay.
I don't expect a whole lot from him.
Yeah. No.
Though I do expect to give like NXT.
Alright.
Don't forget Jamie Chadwick's in NXT this year.
Oh, yes.
I expect her to have probably
I'm
close to the
sure.
same results as Peterson. 4th, 5th. You'll be there. You'll get points. I don't think she's going to win. Just be there.
Yeah.
But yeah. Alas. Though, speaking of Indy Lights quickly, Indy Lights is a great field this year. If you didn't
NXT.
know. Shut the fuck up with that.
Oh my gosh.
NXT has a field of
I
1,
don't-
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 cars.
Ah, interesting.
That's a good field.
That's a great field for Indy NXT. Oh. Shame they don't come to Toronto anymore, but like, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
As I say, it's a far cry from what the 6 cars we used to have.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
Oh.
So yeah, it's
I mean, it.
good for that series. Just thought I'd mention
Well,
that
I
part.
mean, and if you're gonna mention that they have an expanded grid this year, this is the biggest IndyCar grid in a long time for full-time drivers. 26 full-time drivers.
Yeah, 27.
Wow.
27 full-time drivers.
27 full-time cars.
Oh,
Wow.
I see. You're
It's a big
counting
field.
Armstrong and okay, gotcha.
It's the same car. It's just dependent
Yep.
driver swap.
Yep.
So it's 27 cars every single week guaranteed.
Which
Yeah.
is great for growth.
100%.
Now, if IndyCar can stop getting in their own way when it comes to marketing,
Yeah, and
That'd be
growing
even
the
better.
series among fans.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice?
but alas, I mean, we'll take the expanded grid for now. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So,
All right.
shall we move into the fun part of our topic?
The
Which is
draft.
our draft.
The draft.
Yahoo!
Yay. Okay.
Who's going first?
You are.
Was it
I
me
don't know
going
who you
first?
blew. I don't know who you blew to
Yeah.
get the first overall pick, but you got it somehow.
You know what? I'm going to go with what I said. First pick,
Okay.
Scott McLaughlin.
Right on.
Okay. Let me just
Okay.
put that in here.
Who's got pick 2?
I do, I think, right?
Okay.
I guess quickly while I'm just doing this, do you want to explain how we're well, I mean, we're just doing the points as they are. Nothing
Yeah.
bonus. Just
Points
whoever
as
has
they
the most.
are. Yeah.
Yep. Whoever has the most points at the end of the year is the winner.
It's a lot easier to do it this way
Winner,
than with
winner, chicken
NASCAR
dinner.
with the whole stupid playoff thing. So just straight up points works very well.
Yeah.
We're picking 4 drivers. We're gonna have our own little team, guys to root for throughout the year, and little bragging rights. And we can explain why we think they're gonna be good. I still think Scott McLaughlin's a great candidate for a championship this year. I expect him to be a top 3. I'm gonna go Scott McLaughlin as my first pick.
And
Okay.
I will considering how glowingly we spoke of Team Penske, I will stay in the same garage and say Joseph Newgarden.
Yeah, that's
Sean's favorite from last year.
fair. Came pretty damn close, eh?
Yep, and that's
He
why
did.
he'll win it this year.
That's great.
He doesn't have your
Okay.
curse.
I was just gonna say that Sean didn't pick him, so he'll win. Okay, my choice is Marcus Ericsson, obviously.
You get
Also
two
my
picks
choice
here,
for
by the way.
championship.
You get 2 picks because you're the bottom of the snake.
Yes, okay. So Ericsson, and I'm gonna go with Award.
Ooh, I hate you.
That was gonna be my pick. So there. So good pick. I mean, horrible pick. Horrible pick.
Yeah,
horrible
terrible.
Pick. Terrible. I don't know why you would pick that. Now I gotta decide for 5th. This is a lot tougher to do considering we did NASCAR completely offline.
And once you actually have to think about it and have,
I gotta think on the fly.
yeah,
Like, how do I want to go over to the Andretti garage? Do I go with the chip car? Maybe.
but which one is the question?
Which one is the question?
Obviously not Marcus Ericsson.
Yeah, just not Marcus Ericsson. I will say Scott Dixon has one more year in him of doing really well, and I will go Scott Dixon.
Okay, so we're on to me.
Yep, you get 6 and 7.
Yeah, so you got to go Alex Below. And you got to go.
So you're going with the winning solves everything strategy with Pillow?
Yep. And we're going to go Colton Herta.
Okay.
Okay, right on.
I feel somewhat obligated for a McLaren car here. Just because, wearing a McLaren sweater. I am going to take Angry Alexander Rossi.
Interesting. Okay.
Interesting. Oh boy. 2 again. Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm gonna make fun of. I'm gonna go Grosjean.
Okay, that's actually not a terrible pick. 'Cause
And-
I was looking at Grosjean.
Okay, and let's go VK.
VK.
All right, those are my 4.
You went VK. Again, do I want it? I think at this point I'm not going to bother touching the Andretti garage. A part of me wants to grab someone out of there.
There's not many fucking options left.
No, and that's why Kirkwood or Devlin DeFrancesco. The Canadian pride is not that strong.
Nope, no, it is not.
So, Jesus. Jackson. Part of me does want to just do a troll pick and take Stingray Rob.
I mean, at least pick
I
some
was
time today.
debating.
I'm down.
It's great.
Just
Like,
go
it's
with Stingray Rob.
great content
Go
for
with your
people
gut.
listening. It's just you
Yeah.
humming and hawing.
Well, just for that,
yes.
I'm just gonna and ha a little bit longer because go fuck yourself, Sean.
Just hurting
Yes,
your own-
quite.
Your own product. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well,
You already,
Product,
picked a terrible,
product.
you already picked a terrible tea to begin with.
oh, go fuck yourself.
I'm just saying.
I am going to go with willpower.
Fucker. Fine.
I had to get the telekinesis or telepathic powers have to get all the way out to Markham from Whitby, just to make sure I take your guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just for that extra fuck you.
Yeah. However, I'm going to take Christian Lundgaard. So second.
That was good.
Okay.
That was gonna be my. I'm not gonna lie. That was the other guy I was thinking of.
There's not many other ones to pick.
Oh, you could have gone Ray Hall if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Consistently not good.
Mm.
But yeah. So, what do we? Are we going to do our championship predictions?
We can do the championship predictions as well
Okay. Let's do it.
for your
Okay.
top 5. Do we want to go 5 to
My
1 or
top
1 to
5.
5?
We'll go 5.
All right, 5. Go.
Who's first?
I'll go first. 5. I'm gonna say Herta.
Okay, that's fair. My 5, I will go Joseph Newgarden.
Okay.
Just because I picked him.
Steven?
I get it.
Yep.
fucking dick.
Oh my gosh.
Who does Sean have that I can diss here?
Scotty Mac.
No, I think McLaughlin will do well this year. I'm going to say Pelot comes 5th.
That's fair.
Okay, 4th.
I would say Pelot.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say Pelot as
Who?
well.
Pelot 4th, I
Pelot
think
as
that's
well.
fair.
Okay, so we're all thinking
He'll be
top
good.
5, but not not quite in the
Yeah.
in that podium or on the steps sort of thing.
Yeah.
Here I'm gonna put Rossi.
Ooh, okay.
Well, okay. Interesting choice.
Bold.
I
Very
think he's gonna have a good year this year.
Okay.
Fair enough. You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
So 3. I'm gonna put Newgarden at 3.
Newgarden at 3. Okay.
See, I don't hate that pick.
No.
But
No.
I think Pato is going to be 3rd.
Pato?
Yeah, he'll get back up
I
there.
mean, I
He'll
also
get
like
there.
that pick.
I was
I
also
also
gonna
like
say
that pick.
O'Ward 3rd because I like O'Ward. I just don't know if he makes it up to the very top. Bounce back, yes, but
That's
the
fair.
championship is not his. It is not his time yet. Though I just realized I kind of screwed myself.
How so?
Just how I pick stuff. You know what?
Mm,
Instead of O'Ward, I'm gonna put Dixon. There, we'll
that's
do
fair.
that.
Okay. 2.
I will say Herta.
Oh.
I think
Okay.
Herta finally has a championship run. Fell
Bold
short,
choice.
but he finally gets up there.
Bold
Okay.
choice. I was going to put McLaughlin here.
I was also gonna put McLaughlin here.
Okay.
Well, you already know where I have McLaughlin, so
Exactly.
We all know who I have as number 1 anyway, so.
Erickson, and I will say. I was gonna say, are we all just gonna put our first overall pick as
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got Newgarden winning the championship.
Right on. Okay.
Cool.
Not
fun.
bad.
That's fair.
Congratulations to anyone outside of those guys that we named on
But,
winning
like,
the championship.
You have to look at those predictions too. As like, okay, we're basically picking one driver, the best driver from each of the 4 big teams, and kind of slotting
Yeah.
them in there. And like for me, I put another Penske in there because, well, Penske has proven that they're great. So either Penske and Ganassi kind of fall back to the rest of the field, which I think we can kind of admit they will. And the other two in McLaren and Andretti are going to be more competitive.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think of it as like a realm, like it's not ridiculous. I really don't think it is. It's
No,
not out of the
and
realm of
there's,
No,
possibility.
I don't think so at all.
No, and with the mix of guys that we had from 2021 and 2022, there are a lot of names you can throw into the top 5 where it's like I could see it.
Yeah.
Do I
Rossi
think
won.
one
Can
is
see it.
yeah? Is that necessarily more likely? In my mind, yes. I think McLaren has a good program.
Yeah.
Sean clearly doesn't think quite as high. But at the same time, again, it's not like oh, that's completely ridiculous. Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, like Herta
Yeah.
being up there. I think Herta has the talent. He has proven that he's a good driver. And he might want to get that super license.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
not
I
lots of
mean,
motivation.
But my thinking is he might want to try a little too hard and might drive a little more white knuckled than he should.
That's fair also.
that's kind of my thinking. But again, like, I think there's a lot of possibilities that can happen this season and a lot of outcomes.
So don't forget, in 2020, Herta was third in the championship.
Yeah. But I think that, like, that's kind of the joy of IndyCar is that there are so many, like, outcomes that could happen that you could see happening, and it kind of, like, lends itself to the excitement of the series.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see. We'll have to see.
And, like, the only reason also Herta had a terrible season last year, one of them,
Mm-hmm.
he was 30th at Indy on double points.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that, he's going to be right back up there. And I
True.
think he could be.
Well, and that's the other thing is how does the double points affect because what usually happens or just after the Indy 500, that's when people are like, oh, well, this guy's now the favorite to win, and that's sort of when we get the re-racked rankings.
Yep.
Right, because someone's just gotten double points, possibly off of more luck than skill. So it's like, how far back does Ericsson drop without double points? He's probably closer to 10 than he is to his finishing spot of 6th.
Yeah.
Right. So, and how many guys jump up because that result doesn't carry as much weight? So it'll
be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yep. Like we will enjoy watching half the series on TSN, and the other
Yes.
half
Yar.
Which we can, like, I'm sure we'll
no.
probably end up touching on throughout the season.
Yes, but we'll see. We'll have to see how this goes.
That's fair. Okay, so is that all we got basically for IndyCar predictions?
I think
Yep.
so, unless you got anything
think so.
outlandish that you want to say.
No, not a whole lot.
Okay.
Anything else racing related anyone wants to talk about?
No, I think that's
Okay.
it for this week.
I think so too. Well, so this has been our predictions for the 2023 IndyCar series. If you haven't catch it already, we have our 2023 F1 predictions also out already. You can go and listen to that or watch that. But yeah, that is all. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back next week. Goodbye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Spare Parts Racing Podcast. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and follow the show on Twitter at Spare Parts Racing. That's Spare Parts RACIN, and on TikTok at Spare Parts Pod. Follow the hosts at Sean Chavarella, at Stephen Clary, and at Tay Moore.